What is up, you guys? This is Mini Superheroes Today. And in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the very rare LEGO Indiana Jones set 7683 Fight on the Flying Wing from Raiders of the Lost Ark. This set is from 2009, had 376 pieces, 4 minifigures, a great big wing build here, a nice little build here for this gas vehicle, and back in the day retailed for $49.99. Now, that's pretty interesting because we've got 376 pieces, 4 minifigures, and a $50 price tag. I could see when you look at the size of this set how some people would say, oh, that's a ripoff, and other people would say, that's a great deal. So what do you think? Just judging on how it looks right now before we break it down, do you think this would have been worth $50? Curious to hear what you think. In any case, I want to take a look at everything. I love looking at these old sets, especially if it's a set that you might not have ever seen or known existed, so let's break everything down starting now. And of course, I do love to look at everything, so here's the box. It really depicts the scene from the movie pretty accurately. We've got a Raiders of the Lost Ark banner down here, our minifigures there, shows us our minifigures at scale on the top again, and then when we flip the box around, it shows us all of the play features, which of course we'll take a look at closer details here as we get into the video, but I always love the great map background, and then it also advertises for another LEGO Indiana Jones set, which was the Shanghai Chase set, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I just love looking at these boxes, super nostalgic. And along with the box, we of course have the instruction manual. On the inside here, it kind of looks like an old diary or map or something like that, but I always like to flip to the back and show you what they have here. So of course we've got our piece count and all that, more of those play features from the back of the box, a more detailed look at that Shanghai Chase set, which came out around the same time, an old Lego Club advertisement here, and then on the back some previews for some other sets of the time. So I always like to just show these for historical context, and it's Indiana Jones, so it should be historical. Alright, so taking a look at these minifigures here, we've got this pilot figure, and it's a really great figure. It's very similar, in fact it's identical to a lot of the other German soldiers, and these were actually Nazis in the movie, but LEGO was never going to make Nazi minifigures, so they're always just called German soldiers, but in this case he was just called a pilot, so that's that figure. Here we've got Marion Ravenwood, which is a great figure, and it's the same as the Lost Tomb figure with that Cairo outfit that she had on, and the head is double-sided, so she's got a scary face on this side, and I always loved the blue eyes on this figure. It was always such a great look, and it's definitely one of the best figures from the Indiana Jones theme as a whole. Speaking of Indiana Jones, he of course comes in this set too, and there's nothing particularly new about him. It's the exact same Indiana Jones from all the other sets. I wish they would have given us more variation, but he is one of those characters that just is so iconic for wearing the same thing all the time that probably would have been weird to do it any other way. Now, we do have one more figure here, and this is the airplane mechanic, or the other toys would call him the German mechanic or things like that, but this is the figure that fights Indiana Jones on the tarmac with, you know, a lot of iconic scenes going on there. And speaking of iconic, maybe not iconic, but just something interesting, this is one of, if not the first LEGO flesh torso ever made. Of course, nowadays we've gotten them on the CMF Batman, the Beach Batman, but back in the day this was quite a rarity, and that made this figure desirable for a very long time because it's the only place you could get a piece quite like that. So those are our minifigures, and let's go ahead and move on to the actual build of the set now. Okay, so for the build, we've got this gas tanker here, which is just a fantastic build. It really does look like an old German vehicle, and I love that. There's a little wrench attached to the side here, and you could take the roof off to place minifigures. You could fit one here and then one in the driver's seat as well, so that's very cool. I love these old rugged style tires. Looks fantastic. The gas part in the middle moves. I'm not sure if gas cars could really do that, but there is a sticker on this side, an identical sticker on the other side to match it. Then, of course, we've got this hose that would attach to the plane, you know, to refuel it or whatever. And I do think that this was a nice way to add a little bit of detail to the set as a whole. In the movie, there's also like a little cabana shack, and I thought that that would have been a nice addition, especially back in the day, you know, if you were one of those people that would argue on the price of this set. Anyways, speaking of the set, here is the big shebang. This thing is massive. You can see it in my hand here, how taller and really long it is. It's not necessarily tall, but it is just a great build. So I'll get this a little bit closer to show you the details. Up front here, we've got one of the Jedi Starfighter style cockpit pieces, and it is quite loose on there, guys. As you can see, it just came off right here right now. So let me clip that back on. Easier said than done. Let's go ahead and do a jump cut here. And we're back. Okay, so this piece comes down like that, and you could fit a minifigure in the front there. There's a great little sticker control panel that looks very vintage. It definitely looks like it could have been in a plane like this. So that's very cool. But like I said, that front cockpit is very flimsy. Now, just behind that, you can lift this piece out, and there's actually a box in there, which I think is very cool. A lot of these Indiana Jones sets would come with extra treasure pieces in case you didn't have, like, the Ark of the Covenant or the Idol or anything like that. And what would happen here is you could open this box up. Once again, easier said than done, but there are some gems in there too. So like if you were a kid back in the day and this was the only Lego Indiana Jones set that you had, at least you had some treasure for them to be fighting over, even if it wasn't like the Ark of the Covenant or anything like that. So that's cool, and this centerpiece just clips back in just like that. And then of course in the back there's actually a gunner's position too. This gun moves on a turret right here, and I love that the sticker that goes on here actually has like a little needle for aiming. I think that that's very cool. So onto the build itself, the entire thing is pretty much built up on this massive gray piece that make up for the wings. You can see that there are some stickers on there, and unfortunately, because I had to buy this set used, the stickers weren't exactly applied in the best, most straight manner, but, you know, that was the difference between paying $100, which is what I paid for this, and paying like $300 if I wanted it sealed. So I'll hold it back here so you can see that that gray piece on the bottom that makes up the wings is one humongous piece. It's absolutely crazy. Now, both sides here are identical, so I'll just show you one. These little pieces here hold the wheels in, and those are nice wheels so that when it lands, you know, those landing gears come down. There's a little gun here that goes well, and then these propellers on the back actually spin as well. We've got some mock guns up top here, and then the wings on the side actually move a little bit too. So it's a really interesting set in that regard, guys, that, you know, it's pretty rare that LEGO would ever give us anything like a big gray piece like this now. In fact, I don't even think LEGO would ever give us something like that now in 2020 when I'm reviewing this. You know, it seems like their focus is mostly on smaller pieces now, and LEGO builds are still great to this day, but getting a huge piece like this or even a base plate is something I really don't think we'll see from LEGO anytime soon. So it is very cool to look back and see that, you know, at one time these things were available, and just to kind of look at how LEGO sets have evolved over time. So let's go ahead and zoom out, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this set as a whole. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this review. Needless to say, I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan, and with that, LEGO Indiana Jones is my favorite theme, so it's always a real treat to get to review these sets, and I love talking about this one. But now it's your turn. I want to hear what you think. Did you enjoy taking a look at this set? Did you have this back in the day? Tell me everything that's on your mind, and I read all the comments, so that's a good thing too. All right, guys, thanks so much for checking this out. Be sure to hit like and subscribe for more videos just like this, and I'll see you guys on the next video. If you liked what you saw and you liked what you heard, feel free to click that subscribe button for more LEGO content coming in the near future. So, thanks for tuning in to today's video, and until next time, build on.